In the first game of preseason, the Golden State Warriors absolutely dominated the Lakers. With all eyes on Chris Paul, he didn't disappoint. I mean, how many players can have Anthony Davis looking clueless in pick and roll coverage as he disguised this pass to Loon as a shot? Or in this play where he had Jackson Hayes chasing shadows. But whilst everyone was focused on what Chris Paul would look like alongside Steph Curry, they seemingly forgot about the importance of two third-year players, Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga, who the Warriors are relying on to help them in a big way this season. And if the first game of preseason was a sign of things to come, Warriors fans should be very excited, as they combined for 39 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 three-point makes, 4 of which were from JK. And whilst I wouldn't expect Kuminga to start taking 10 threes a game, it's just making threes like this that changes everything. With JK making these kinds of shots consistently, the defense really has no answer, because we already know what he can do if he gets a chance to blow past you. Even on this play against AD, where AD was playing drop coverage, it didn't matter, as JK used a little hesitation and change of pace before just elevating above Anthony Davis. That's Anthony Davis, and Kuminga made him look like a turnstile. But it's plays like this where you really see the value of Kuminga's shooting. Watch here as he sets a screen for DiVincenzo. He slips the screen and fakes out Fontecchio, which allows him to put the ball on the floor, and once he does that, you have very little chance of stopping him. So if he can consistently knock down those threes, the defense has a choice to make: leave him open or close out on him and likely get cooked. If it sounds like a difficult decision, it is. And this won't just allow him to get more dunks and finish at the rim, but with the defense scrambling to stop him, paired with the speed and aggression at which he attacks the rim, he's going to get to the free throw line a lot. I mean a lot. During his first season in the league, Kuminga averaged nearly 6 free throw attempts per 36 minutes, which was first amongst active rookies, ahead of Alperen Şengün, Jalen Green, and Evan Mobley, just to name a few. Even last year, despite not getting to the line as consistently, he was third in free throw attempts on the Dubs, playing just 20 minutes a night. Not only will getting to the line help his confidence and output, but the Warriors are relying heavily on him to put pressure on the rim consistently as the team that finished dead last in free throw attempts last season. With that being said, you can't be predictable in the NBA, and in addition to a three-point shot and attacking the rim, a consistent mid-range game could turn him into an absolute monster. In general, over the last year, I've seen enough to suggest he can be a solid mid-range scorer. He's got the strength to post up, but also the quickness and handle to get to his spot. Oh, and most importantly, he has a fluid shot and release. But this game wasn't just about Kuminga. Moody also did things like this, where Saric kicks the ball to him. He then shakes Vanderbilt with some misdirection before stepping through Gabe Vincent for the reverse layup. And just like I was talking about with Kuminga, the reason Moody shook Vanderbilt is because of the threat he holds as a three-point shooter. But it wasn't this play that impressed me most from Moody's performance. It wasn't even this play where Prince ran him off the three-point line, so Moody ran to the middle of the floor, stopped on a dime, and hit a beautiful fadeaway. Did you guys know Moses Moody can dime like this? Let's run this back. He grabs the board, brings it up in transition, and splits the middle with a perfect pass. And side note, but this was one of 2 cuts from GP2 that should remind the entire NBA why he's going to make a huge difference for the Warriors. Everyone talks about GP2's defensive impact, but watch the timing of his cuts on these 2 plays. Not to mention, we know what he can do if a defender gets in his way.
But on the dunks, much better!
But getting back to Moody, we shouldn't be surprised by plays like this. It's easy to forget how skilled he is and how much more he can do than just shoot. Let's not forget, as an 18-year-old, he averaged 32 points on 52% from the field when he played in the G League. The reality is, he's just been very young the last 2 years on a very good team. In fact, do you guys want to hear something crazy? Moses Moody is younger than Chet Holmgren, who is yet to play a game. He was also born the same year as Brandon Miller, who just went second in this year's draft. That's how young he is. And from what I've seen last year in the playoffs and now in preseason, this is the season where Moody goes from a spot-up three-point shooter to someone that can show off the entire package. In case you still aren't convinced by his change in confidence and aggression, there was also this play, where again, he's casually bringing the ball up the floor. He uses a nice in-and-out dribble to create separation, and watch here as he sends this Lakers defender out for lunch. and just a calm finish as well. But there's a reason the development of these two guys is so important. They are no longer the future. The Warriors are counting on both of these guys to make an impact all season long. Just think about the moves the Dubs have recently made. James Wiseman, Jordan Poole, and Patrick Baldwin Jr., all talented first-round picks that the Dubs cut ties with because they felt they weren't the right fit for this team despite their talent. But there were two players the Dubs haven't even entertained trading away, and that's not only because they have potential, but because they need them. Just in case you still aren't convinced, just look at the Warriors roster. Over the last 2 seasons, we've seen guys like Damian Lee, Andre Iguodala, and Otto Porter Jr. all play ahead of these two when it mattered most. Now tell me, who is going to take their minutes this season? The answer is no one. I mean, according to Jonathan Kuminga, the Warriors have been stopping practice whenever he hasn't been crashing the boards.
That's something I've been really working on. If I don't do it in practice, they're gonna stop practice. So it's been a consistent thing every single day.
That's how much emphasis is being placed on his impact and what his rebounding could do for this team. And that's for good reason, because think back to the 2021 playoffs. A major reason the Dubs won the chip was because of the offensive rebounding from Otto Porter Jr. and Andrew Wiggins. But it's even more important that JK rebounds because he's not someone that's going to spot up at the three-point line all game. It'll be his job to be a force around the rim. And this is where the Warriors' X Factor is going to change everything for this second unit. Dario Saric is going to make Jonathan Kuminga's life so much easier. Not just because he's an incredible passer, I mean, look at this dime to Moody. Look at it. Or how about this time to JK, where he whips it between traffic in an instant before Kuminga has an uncharacteristic miss, but just appreciate the pass. Not only that, but it's obviously his three-point shooting as well. Take this play for example in transition, where Kuminga gives it to Saric, and look at AD's positioning. He's camping in the paint, which is exactly what we saw him do in last year's playoffs. So Saric walks into a three and knocks it down. Or again on this play, where Wood gives him space, and Saric just knocks the three down. We all thought CP3 would be the game changer for Kuminga and Moody, and he might still be when he starts playing with the second unit more, but what if it's Dario Saric? Because with his ability to control the ball from beyond the arc and see everything in front of him, it opens up so much space for Moody and Kuminga to cut. He's also got the ability to post up and then kick it out to them in the corners if the roles are reversed. I don't want to get too excited, but I believe Dario Saric could be one of the signings of the offseason, given his skill set and the potential he has to unlock this entire second unit. Now, if you want to hear about what CP3 is going to bring to the Dubs and the rest of the squad, click here. Either way, have a nice day. Bye.